we'll start off with the general thoughts on the match. Open up the questions. Connor?
I think the first half was up there with our best halves of the season. I think we deserved to be 1-0 up at half time. We good? Yeah. We deserved to be 1-0 up at half time, and they get us with a bit of a sucker punch at the start of the second half, and we try and play the same way as the first half, and we try and keep chasing and pressing, and they get the second one, and then that forces us to come out even more, and we're susceptible to the counter-attacks at that point. And unfortunately we get them 2 goals in the second half, which drags us out and maybe puts us a bit more vulnerable. But I think if we can keep the game at 1-0 or 1-1, and we can rest a little bit and defensively and get our breath, but we didn't really give ourselves a chance to do that in the second half, and we forced ourselves to keep playing aggressive, and we ran out of steam a little bit towards the end, and it's difficult when we play the way we did in the first half. We're man marking in the midfield and all over the pitch, and we're trying to get around them, which was working, but you can only do that for so long, and you have to take your rest sometimes. And the 2 goals that they score affect that, unfortunately.
Braden Nurse with the number post. Just take me through your goal and kind of what it means to you to open your account in that way, given the defensive work you put in the last couple months, and for the goal tonight to be kind of a direct result of your defensive work.
Yeah, I mean, firstly, obviously the defensive work is something I'm working on and trying to have that as a base of my game now to allow me to go forwards. But I always want to try and get up the pitch and create, but I also want to do what I'm asked by the manager and do what's best for the team, and I'll always do what I need to do, and if that's stay back for 90 minutes, I'll do that. But I felt like tonight, because we were pressing high, it allowed me to get that little bit further up the pitch, and the goal opened up and I hit it with my left foot, and honestly, if it's my left foot, I'm not too sure where it's going sometimes, so I'm glad it went in.
Connor, Matt Pollard, Burgundy Wave, 3 losses in 4. I realize different games against 3 different opponents, but is there any similarity or lesson that you can glean from those 3 to kind of address in these final 2 games before the playoffs?
I think maybe a little bit of game management in certain situations. I think tonight when we're 1-0 up, we was at halftime, we was really focused on, getting through the first 10 minutes of the second half without conceding, and it's easy to say and they come out flying, and it's disappointing with the goal that we concede. But I think if we can maybe just take a little bit of pressure and just grow into the second half a little bit, and not go out flying maybe as much, and allow them the spaces that we did. But there's bits we're taking from all games, and honestly, we need to get wins right now to finish in the top 4, but it's also a good point in the season to be learning, and we watch a lot of video and we analyse our games a lot, and I think we're going to be in a good place going into the playoffs in terms of learning from the mistakes that maybe we're making right now.
Mitchell Carroll with DNVR Sports. What was coach's message after that game in the locker room? Sort of what was the talk about, and was anyone else sort of vocal once coach was done talking?
Yeah, I mean, Zach mentioned that it's a quick turnaround, which is for me, and I think a lot of the lads, it's nice after a loss to get a chance to go out there and put that right straight away, especially at home. So I would say that was the big takeaway. The manager kind of repeated that, and like I said, we'll look back at the game tomorrow and we'll look back at bits that we can work on, but we've also got to look at Seattle and start preparing for that. And like I said, when you have a loss like tonight, it's nice sometimes to have that quick game straight away to try and put things right.
Connor, can you kind of take me through the meaning and the emotion behind the celebration? You and Lawless going and holding up the Monsieur Cabral jersey.
Yeah, we obviously found out the news this week about Kevin. He'd been back in France with his family, and we had a little chat before the game between the players and the staff about whoever gets the first goal, make sure we go over to the side, and we had a jersey made, and we knew he was up in the suite. So we're a tight group, and things like that unfortunately happen, and they affect us and they affect all of us, and we'll rally around Kevin, and he'll be okay. We've got a good group of players, so he'll be fine.
Connor, I know, it's hard to ask about the goalkeeper or the defense when you've conceded 3 goals, but Zach's been big in some of these games, even when the team's been struggling or the scoreline at the end doesn't necessarily flatter him. Your thoughts on what he's done with the team going back to League Cup and earning an opportunity to play for Poch with the national team?
Yeah, I mean, from the outside looking in, if you don't watch the game and you see that we lost 3-1, it can be easy to make your mind up about maybe how he played, but you only have to watch the highlights to see the saves that he makes week in, week out, and just keeping us in games. You know, tonight we go down 2-1, and like I said, we have to expose ourselves, and he probably takes more shots than he wants to take because of how the game's going, but yeah, we trust him, and we're, like I said, we have a good group, and we're all really happy for him to get back in the national team. He's deserved it. We all know it's a goal of his within the squad, and yeah, he's back where he deserves to be. So yeah, we're buzzing for him.
We'll pause there and be back with head coach Chris Armas.
How we doing?
We're here with head coach Chris Armas. We'll start off with his general thoughts and no further questions. Chris?
Yeah, look, we are looking forward to Saturday. We want to get right back out there on the pitch here at home with our quest for the top 4 finish, and that's what's on our mind right now. It's just a couple of days away. We're looking forward to Seattle coming in, another top team. But yeah, the thing I'd say about tonight is that I'm really proud of my team. I'm proud that they stepped on the field and went for it. You know, we knew we were facing a really good team. We knew it was a team that was in first place for good reason. They couldn't challenge us in certain ways, and we wanted to try to disrupt what they did. And our guys, from the opening whistle, really went after the game tonight. I think leaves the coaching staff proud. I bet our fans can feel good about that as well. You know, a lot of our fans showed up, which is also good to see, and we expect to see them on Saturday. So, yeah, not the result we wanted, but this is football. When you play good teams, the margins are thin, and this is one we can also learn from. We'll do that again.
Brain Nurse with the Denver Post. Chris, I'm curious what you saw change in the second half from a Galaxy's perspective for them to get the opportunities they did, and for both of Pooja's goals for him to get a man advantage.
Yeah, listen, they're the best possession team in the league, so you can't stop them all the time. So we knew that they would move their central midfielders around in the second half more than even in the first half. We did a good job with that, and they got out of a few plays. So once that happens and they break pressure and can get it into the open spaces, this is where they can be very good. It's why they have maybe 4 guys or so 10 plus goals, and it's but that's what it was. It wasn't I don't think anything more than that they can free up space for those guys. They wiggled out of some spots. They created some overloads, and they'd start doing some different things with their right back who was tilting inside, and this is tricky to deal with. It's good. They're a good team, and they showed that. So yeah, look, it's a shame that when the span of the 10 minutes, almost if you remove those 10 minutes, 9 minutes, the goals are apart. And you just look at the game. Yeah, we're right there against a good team. So, and at 2-1, we get a couple of good chances. Right, Georgie gets in 1-on-1 with the goalkeeper, and we pushed. I give guys a lot of credit on the night. I sure do.
Matt Pollard, Burgundy Wave. Chris, kind of off of Braden's questions, 3 losses in 4, and maybe some similarities between the Sporting game and tonight in terms of counterattack and kind of open chances for the opponent. What lessons can you apply in film study for that with 2 games to go in the regular season, given, Minnesota, LA, these are the types of teams you're going to be playing in the playoffs? Yeah,
Matt, listen, you point out 3 out of the last 4. We've got 50 points. We're in the playoffs. You can remind us that we've lost 3 out of 4. For me, this was nothing like Kansas City. Our team played with energy tonight. Our team went after LA. We were the better team in that first half. We had a good start. We created chances. We limited so much of what they do. We did our best to make them uncomfortable, and I think it's a good test. It shows our players, it shows all of us, even the coaches, that against the very best teams in the league, we already know that the margins are thin, but you can see that they are. And I think if we look at the LA Galaxy, it's top players up the pitch to deal with. And our guys on the night really battled. So I leave the game feeling nothing like the Kansas City game. For me, it might have been the best half of football that we played that first half. So we have to build on that, take that with us. Again, I'll remind you, man, 3 out of 4 losses, but 50 points, playoffs. We can feel really good about things. It's not so much with that there.
Is the improvement then doing what you did for the other 80 minutes during those 10 minutes where it kind of shifted the game?
Look, we played a good team tonight. the question you say is about Kansas City versus the LA Galaxy game.
So let's
You know what I'm saying? Like,
let's throw out the Kansas City.
I'm not sure what like it's. If did you watch the Kansas City game? Did you just look at the statistics, or did you look at it?
I watched the replay. I was jet lagged and.
Right. So you got to watch the game,
Okay, so
and then watch tonight, and then listen. But Matt, if it's not often you're asking tactical questions, football questions, but for you to start with talking about all the losses the team has and comparing a game that was nothing like that, it's hard to answer the question. I don't even know what you're asking.
Okay, then may I rephrase it then?
Sure.
Okay, so you mentioned the critical point in the second half. You know, the 2-goal thing. It was the 50th and the 58th minute, and that was kind of when maybe. LA kind of turned it quickly on 2 plays. So then is addressing what happened tonight, then the good 80 minutes or 75, you tell me what the number is that you think it was. Is it applying that in those 10 minutes where they shifted the balance scoreline-wise?
Matt, it's there's so many things that go into tonight's game. Like I need an hour to sit with you and talk through it's not, we played a great team tonight. They're on 61 points. They've beaten most teams they've played, right? Like, we'll learn from the game. We're a good team. We're a good team at home. We're a playoff team. And I'll remind you, like, maybe you were one of them. Many picked us to be last, and we're battling with the best team in the league, or in our conference. And that's noteworthy. You can talk about Puig getting out of a couple of spots, Pencil. They have weapons all over the pitch. You have to meet the demands, and our guys, I think if you're watching the game, you can say the Rapids, these guys went for it. And then can you capitalize in moments? Can you put out fires? That's the game. They edged us on the night. Well, maybe we can meet them in the playoffs. Not sure.
And the Rapids finishing 7th at the beginning of preseason.
Matt, honest. Matt, but listen, brother, like, this is a press guy. Like, you've been really negative about our team throughout the year. That's fact, and it's okay. You can say whatever you want, but you have, and we've talked about this. And your question starts with negativity, and that's fine.
Okay, I could have.
The Rapids, Chris Armas, I have to accept that. The loss tonight, and our players, we have to accept that. But, you get a chance to ask a question. It's not a tactical question. It's what it is.
Coach, couple questions on the injury front. Sam Vines got back on the field tonight for the first time since the Philly game. What did you see from him? How, whether it was you or what the trainer saw from him and how he responded to that? And do you have an update on Zach Steffen for us?
Yeah, Zach's going to be fine for Saturday. Just took the knock in his face. And look, we've been trying to get Sam going. We're really trying to get him going and speed up the return to play. And, yeah, he's obviously good to go again. We just got to get him sharp and ready to pick up where he left off, So it's important that he got some minutes tonight, and we'll look to build on that.
Curious your thoughts on Connor's defensive work kind of being rewarded in the past couple months, and especially on that play where he scored tonight, and then the celebration with Cabral's jersey as well.
Yeah, look, Connor's been really important for us once again. He's been pretty steady all year for us, and we've challenged him against the ball, to the second balls, the recoveries, the interceptions, and you can see that he's got a big engine. He's got a strong will to win in possession. He's top quality, aggressive passes, always looking forward. And tonight, yeah, he scores a great goal in a big game, and you could see how much he wants it even to the final whistle. He's just trying to probe and look forward. And yeah, look, the celebration, for Kevin Cabral's dad. Yeah, so I think it just shows once again how impressive these guys are, thoughtful they are. Their idea the first guy who scored a goal to honor Kevin Cabral and his family. So it's a great group of guys we have here.
Coach, how are you? Mike Lyle, KUNC Radio. Despite this tough loss tonight, there was some good news before the match. Speaking of Zach, what was your thoughts on being called up to the U.S. national team today?
Yeah, he's gotten rewarded for a lot of his performances. So I think he has shown that he can make big saves, and He can help build attacks. He's a leader out there. He's got such a good process that he's always ready. And I think in this last stretch, if you think about the Leagues Cup, you know how his performance has looked. You know, I think that carries a lot of weight as well. So, look, Zach's been wanting that to get back in the door over there, which hasn't been easy. We have a deep goalkeeper pool, but I think Zach it's hard to ignore what he's done this year for our team, and it's a great honor for him. And he's gonna run with it. He's gonna really, I think, make their decision difficult.
We'll end there. If you'd like to so we'll have Kinty Sports over.